Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sada Today Live. This is the first time of being here. Thanks for joining. For my OGs, thanks for always watching my videos. So I was just chatting with a friend back home. She's actually an ex-colleague. She's still back home, and she was just asking me, like, is life really better over there? Is life really better when you relocate from Nigeria? And it got me thinking, because this question is a kind of, it has different perspectives, so it's not a one size fits all answer. So it's yeah, so it just got me thinking, and I decided to make this video. So if you are, most of you are here, some of you are back home watching this video, so this is going to just be my own perspective. This is going to be from my own experience. I'm not talking about, of course I only know myself, so I'm going to be talking about my own experience. So as you all know, I've been in this country almost 3 years. I'll be 3 years in September. And I think I have an authority to talk about it because I've been here for a long time. For not really long time, like I've been here for some time. So it has to do with what angle you're looking at it from. When you say, is life better here than when you're back home in Nigeria? For me, I would say yes. Generally, yes, it's better for me. So I tend to look at it from different perspectives. I'll just try to break it down from different angles. So let's look at it from security of life and property, which of course brings rest of mind, peace of mind. I will say my experience here is 100%. It's a million times better than back home. And I'm sure you guys, it doesn't even need much explanation. Back home, there's a lot of cases. Where do you want to start from? You know. So now let's talk about security of lives, property, kidnapping, theft, robbery, just all that. It's 100% better back here. Over here, you have rest of mind, you have peace of mind that okay, everything is everything is mostly secured. It's not as if this place is 100% secured though. There are some places in this country, in Canada, that the crime rate is very high. In fact, I'm in Manitoba, and officially Winnipeg is tagged as one of the most crime is one of the highest crime zone like in the country. If you want to rank cities that are in terms of rank of the highest crime, or Winnipeg is part of it, and I'm in Manitoba, and I'm just like 1 hour away from. Who's calling me? Let me pick this call. Sorry guys, it's a scam call. So as I'm telling you guys, Canada is not 100% like crime free. The call I just received just now when talking about this is a scam call. So there's scam everywhere, and that is another story for another day, because before coming to this country I never knew there was scam in this country. The scam in this country, Nigeria one is playing ball, is playing game, you understand? So let's not talk about that. So now when it talks up, when you talk about security, you have peace of mind here. You are 100% sure that when you call the police, they will come. When you call the police, somebody at the other end is going to answer, and before you say Jack Robinson, they're in your house. When there is a fire incident, when there is something happening, you call them, they come. That is enough peace of mind for you. You can go out. In my own city, I'm in Winkler, you can leave the door open. You can leave your door open, nothing will happen. There are cases of break-ins, but not that much. Even if there is not, it's not compared to where I'm coming from. You have to lock the doors, you have to put burglar proof, you have to, no. Your kids can play around, they are safe. It's considerably very, very safe. Like, you have peace of mind. When we just came, it was very hard for us to relax. Very, very hard. The first few months we came, in the night, my husband will be asking me, did you remember to lock the door? Did you lock the back door? He will go check everywhere, check that everywhere is locked, make sure the windows are locked, make sure everything is secure, the garage is locked. But with time, we just started relaxing just by default, because Nothing, not no shaking, nothing they happen. There are several times okay, there was a time that we even traveled to Winnipeg and somehow we forgot to close the garage. So sometimes during winter, when you're closing the garage door, you see it closing, coming down, and then later it stops and go back. You won't know. It happens at something about the sensor or so. So that day it happened, and then we just traveled and left. Though we came back the same day in the night. When we came back, we saw the garage open. The first thing was like somebody had broken into our house. God, somebody opened the garage. We were all so scared, like, hey, what happened? What happened? But we got to, we didn't see anything, nothing happened, everything was just fine. We're like, oh, maybe the garage didn't lock when we locked it. And this has happened like two, three times. We go out, the kids go out, we leave the door open, everything is fine. I'm not saying 100% it doesn't happen. No, it happens. There's still crime here, but not as much that will give you sleepless nights, and all that. Because even if it happens, when you call the police, they are going to come. You understand? There have been cases where there was a fire alarm and it was like a false alarm, but they came. The fire service came with police, everybody came, and it was like a false alarm. But they came. It was like an eye opener, like God, you can actually call these people and they will come. Not the one that they'll be calling you, what type of gun are they holding? Have they killed anybody? And all that. No, you know what I'm talking about. Let's not disgrace ourselves here. So that one is enough. When it comes to education for that was like the primary reason why we came here, for the kids to have better education and all that. Yeah, the educational system here is beautiful. It's 100% very, very okay. My kids, of course, they are still in elementary school. One of my kids is going to high school by September. When we talk about education in terms of, sorry, it's noisy, in terms of undergraduate. Why did this man come here now? Why are you clearing the lawn now? When it comes to like undergraduate, university education and all that, you are 100% sure there's not going to be strike. You're 100% sure that your course is 4 years. You're going to finish in 4 years. In fact, you can even do it to finish in 3 years. It's just that you do more courses. You're 100% sure that this is the timeline. There's not going to be one ASU strike. There's not going to be one thing, one thing. Strike action happened here. In fact, currently, we finished Canada Post recently, and I'm hearing rumor that they're planning to go on another one. Yeah, but so far I don't think there's been any educational strike that had to prolong people's education, because people are schooling on a timeline. Some people collect loans to go to school. Their loans start reading when they finish in 4 years, so they have to start repaying in 4 years. Like, everything is structured, so there's nothing like that. They have state of the art facilities. Like, as I said earlier, my daughter is going to start high school, so they invited the parents to come on a school tour, for the parents to see the next school their kids are coming to, just like an orientation. They take us around the classes, around the. We saw a lot of things. My husband was just pinching me, like, I was like, God, no wonder most Canadians, once they do high school, they just graduate and then they don't go to university, because the education you receive from high school is like enough for you to survive, is enough for you to start working. They teach you a lot of vocational vocational stuff, trades, business things like carpentry, electronics, hairdressing. There's a lot of things they teach you in high school that is enough for you to just start working. There's some jobs in this country that they just put that, okay, it is high school diploma is fine. When you get to high school, that's all. It's okay, you can do this job and all that. So it shows that the level of education they receive at that point is enough to set them up for success. So it's only few of them that feel that, I want to go to university, I want to do a master's. Just few of them, but it is not compulsory. It is not. You need to see when they even do graduation ceremony, and then you think the graduation ceremony they are doing in the city is for people that went to university. No, it's for people that finish high school. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. In fact, one day I'm going to. There's a new one. There's one coming up. I think in July. I think I'll cover that and show you guys. Like, it's a big deal in town when you graduate from high school. So when you now decide to go to university, go to high school, go for your master's, that one's another level. So the level of education is top notch. My kids go to elementary school currently. Everything is there. It's free. The educational system here is free up to high school. But you need to see the facilities in that school. You need to see how your kids are being taught. You need to see the resources. This is not something you can obtain back home, except if you have money, like you're considered one big politician's child, or you have so much money. You understand? You need to be an elite back home for your kids to be able to go to that school. But over here, it's free. It's funded by the government 100%. It's only the university and masters that you fund, and that one you have to be deliberate to say, okay, yes, I want to go to university. Your parents would have saved for you, or you get school loans and all that, you understand. But the education here is beautiful, it's top notch. Sometimes I go to my kids' school maybe to pick them or to attend one or two things, and I wish it was me that my parents even brought to this country for education. I've told two of their teachers one time, oh God, I wish I was not that schooled here. I wish I was the one that my parents brought here when I was a young child. They'll be like, oh really? They'll just laugh. But deep down, I know what I mean. I know how I wish to be in such a situation. You understand? Like, in fact, that is another talk for another day. So, for education, that one is there. When it comes to the climate, when it comes to the weather, my brother, it is not better here, oh, especially in Manitoba where I am. It's currently spring. The weather is beautiful. The temperature currently is about 20 degrees. It's so lovely, it's beautiful. It reminds me of back home. But my brother and my sister, when it comes to winter, see, all what we say over videos or this thing that you think we're exaggerating, we're not exaggerating anything at all. It's The winter is something else, and it's for the longest part of the year. So most times you are in the freezing cold, you're depressed, you have very short days, the days are gloomy. It's extremely cold, extremely cold. That is the reason why you see people are so excited when summer is coming, when the spring is coming. I keep saying it, I keep telling everybody that wishes to hear that. I now understand the reason why the whites are really anxious for summer. Like, I now understand, because I've started looking forward to the summer. Even in the winter, I'm looking forward to the summer. That God, I can't wait for the summer, because that's the time when your mood automatically changes. A lot of people get seasonal depression during winter. That is a thing. During winter, it's gloomy, you get depressed and all that. So they become so excited, so happy. You spend more time outdoors. The weather is beautiful. You can do a lot of things outside. The kids can come out and play. They can play in the garage, in the backyard. They can play in the front. They can go to the park. They can go anywhere. We can wear what we want to wear. It's not a situation whereby you wear your fine blouse, but you cannot bring it out because you have to wear layers, layers, layers. You go to work, you have to kit up, you have to layer up, you have to. It's crazy. It's crazy during the winter. So when it comes to weather, oh, it is not better here at all, at all, at all. So if you go to a place like Vancouver, to BC, the weather is beautiful. Most of the time, it's mostly raining. It's mostly like summer like. So even when we're struggling in winter in heavy snow, you see your friends over there. All over them is green. They're doing fine. They're dressing normally and all that. So it depends on where you are in the country. But as a newcomer, even when you go to those places, the shortest period of winter is a big deal to you. So being in Manitoba, that one is another thing. Manitoba, Calgary, Saskatchewan, for those places, it's something else. So when it comes to weather, forget it. Back home is 100% better. 100% better, like, but overall, you won't see the weather as a big deal. When you add it up to other benefits you get from being here, you understand, you won't see it as a big deal. You just cope, you try to enjoy it, you try to, yeah. So another thing where we want to compare is when it comes to jobs. So the type of job you do back home compared to the one you do over here, most of the time, especially in the beginning when you just relocate, most of the time is nothing to write home about, I tell you. So now look at it this way. Most people that relocate from back home, Relocation is a very expensive venture. It is very, very expensive. It is not something you just do with small money. It's a lot. So most of the people that relocate to some extent are above a certain threshold financially, like they're doing very well back home. Doing very well back home means they have a very good solid business, they have beautiful jobs, beautiful well paying jobs. They are either in politics, they have money to fund the relocation expenses and all that. So that means coming, sorry, that means when they now come here, they're living a kind of job that is from their comfort zone, where they're like bosses, are like MDs, they're supervisors, they're team leads, they are in politics, they were one time senator, one time this, one time that. They now come here, and the type of jobs that are being done here are not, is, I don't know why not. And the type of job they find here is nothing to write home about. So let me take myself for an example. Back home, I was working in the financial sector. I was more or less like heading a branch towards the end of when I came in the far north in Sokoto. So I was like the business development manager back, managing Sokoto State, KB Zamfara. So I was doing very well, you understand. Managing people, managing the office and all that. And then I came here, and the first job I could get was working in McDonald's, working in a restaurant. Not saying McDonald's is a bad job, but look at the difference from what I was doing and what I came to do. I was doing my whole 8 hours standing. I'm not just standing. I'm I'm running from here to there, serving customers, taking orders, making the food, making this. I was in the kitchen. It was a far cry from what I was doing. You see people leave very good, beautiful jobs, or that job, like the job that is there, okay, yes sir, yes sir. And then they come here and they're working in a factory, or they're working from home, they're customer care answering calls and people are making them feel miserable. Or they are just doing one job, or they will come and start all over again. Like for me, also after I left the McDonald's, I did work from home, and currently I work in a bank. So the position I am in now in my bank role is like an entry level role if you're back home. So I've spent like almost 12 years back home in financial sector working in the bank, and then I came here and kind of like started all over again. I have a number of people that have fallen into that. They're bankers back home, managers, and then they come here and they have to start all over again. So when it comes to the type of jobs you get, in terms of level, it's nothing comparable. So with time, you're able to get some roles that okay are your preferred type of jobs, or there's something that your dream jobs, or you get something that you feel okay, it's levels up to your standard, you understand, mostly in the beginning. And a lot of people just stick to that job. Like my husband too, he was mostly regional manager, managing regions all his life. He was manager. And he came here, and currently the first job he tried to get job, well, even from back home he just retired. Like no, he's going to retire. He doesn't want to work in a he doesn't want pressure, he doesn't want stress like target and all that. He said he's done with it. So coming here, he just started working as a carer, you understand, and that's the job he's been doing since. He has never changed job for almost 3 years. He's very, very loyal. That's the job he's doing. But when you look at it compared to standard of what he was doing, is not comparable. So if you're a kind of person that back home, you are this kind of person that you like your oga thing, like I cannot come down to that level, then to be a very, very hard thing for you to do. It will be very, very hard for you to bring your ego down, to bring yourself down. But when it comes to pay, it's not comparable. Like even when I was in McDonald's in the kitchen, what I was earning was still way, way, way higher. It was still way, way, way higher than what I was earning back home at that time. Way higher than what I was earning back home at that time. Because back home then I was almost hitting like a million monthly. So coming here, I was earning more than that. So standard wise, it's not comparable. But when it comes to pay wise, when you do the conversion to see okay how much it is money in naira, then it still makes sense 100%. So when it comes to general general well-being, like in terms of meeting friends, meeting people, being happy, being sad, then that depends on a lot of factors, I tell you. People going through depression in this country is a lot. There are a lot of people passing through depression, they're lonely, they're alone. Some people come here alone without families. They come here first to bring in their other people later. Some people come in as students. Some people even come with their families, but at the same time, they still feel depressed. They miss home. Back home in Nigeria, we are communal in nature. We are close knit. You understand? We enter into each other. So we find it very hard over here to be able to cope. So even here, you have Nigerians within you as neighbors. Like on my street, last weekend we were counting with some people who were like almost 5 Nigerians on my street. Is a crescent of about, let's say about 150. Is it up to 150 houses? Yeah, like almost like 110. Is it up to? No. So we're on a crescent, and then we are like 5 Nigerians. So you expect that okay, we'll be seeing each other, we'll be chatting with each other. Like 2 houses from mine is a Nigerian. But because of the way the job is, because of the nature of the job, everybody's busy, everybody's tired. In fact, when you want to even go and visit your neighbor, you want to go and do something, you have to call. When are you going to be at home? Okay, I'm going to be at home so and so time. In fact, let me even tell you guys, from my neighbor, was selling some Nigerian clothes, and then I picked some, and then she had to measure me again for my pants for the trousers. The trouser was too tight for me, so she wanted to order for new ones from back home for me. On Thursday, she sent me a message on WhatsApp that on Sunday, that's when she will have time. Either I come to her place or she comes to my place to take my measurement for my trouser. Yeah. Why? Because she knows I close from work. Me, I do 9 to 5, so by 5 I'm home. But she closes like 8:30, and by then she's tired. So somehow, because and along with other things, she just saw that okay, this is the best time that she'll be free, and she gave me a long notice. So that is it. You cannot just barge into somebody's house to go and visit, except you are very, very, very close to that person, or maybe your family. Not because of they'll feel angry, but because you don't even want to go and inconvenience them. That is the time that they may be resting, they may be sleeping, they may be cooking, they may be busy, they may be doing one thing or the other. So it's not that easy to just come together as Nigerian. You have to be deliberate about it. Like now, I started planning for summer party. We're in May, but we're already planning for August. Even among my friends that we do YouTube together in Manitoba, we're already planning something like a hangout, and we're looking at the dates. So everybody's giving dates that no, I have plans for June, I have plans for so and so dates in July, I have so and so dates. So we're like, okay, everybody bring your dates that you'll not be available. And people have already started planning like 2 3 months time, you know. So we're trying to fix a day for our hangout. But it is very hard because everybody has planned something. Like me, I have swimming classes. I've registered for swimming classes since April. I have registered in July. So I have planned myself. You cannot now come in July, the week that I've chosen to do my swimming lesson, then you now say, hey, I just say I should come and greet you. No, I don't have time, you know. So everything just looks different here, and that is why it just makes one so depressed, so gloomy. Like you can't even go out, you can't even make friends. Some people easily make friends, maybe with the Canadians and all that, but everybody is shy, just busy. So when you have to compare that one in terms of being here and back home, 200%, I prefer it back home. I prefer it back home. You don't even need to talk to anybody. Just carry your chair and sit down. Sit down on your balcony. Sit down on your backyard, and you see enough drama. Take your car and just drive. You see enough drama, enough things happening. There's people everywhere. There's people. I love the population back home. over here. You will walk from one street to the other, you not see one human being, especially in winter, you not see one person. At least now in summer, you see kids playing, you get to see your neighbor. I have a neighbor. She did baby shower in December. She was pregnant, heavily in winter. She did baby shower. I did not see this my neighbor like this till last week or in May. I did not see her face. Yeah, I used to see her driving in, driving out. That is all. I did not see her face. I did not even know she had given birth. I did not know the gender she gave birth to. I did not know, and I cannot go and knock on her door because we're not that close. So I was always wondering, I was always telling my husband that I don't know if this woman has given birth. I don't know if, and her husband doesn't live with her. He goes and comes. So I don't have any relationship with them. So last week I was coming from wherever and I saw her sitting outside. And of course, she was looking slim. She looks like someone that has given birth. And I walked up to her. Hi, I've not seen you since the baby shower. And that baby shower, not that she did not invite me, it was through the window I saw it. Because she did it outdoors. No, she didn't do it outdoors. She did kidney. So her husband has this power bike. So somehow they now put pink. I should have known it's a baby girl because they did pink smoke. So they put pink smoke into the power bike, and then the husband was now zooming in like boom, 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 boom. I don't know how they used to call it. So it was noisy in the street, and then there was pink air everywhere. So that's how I was hearing the noise from my window. And now peeped through my bedroom window, and now got to see that they are doing something. It was a baby shower. So I saw. That's how I knew she was pregnant. That's how I knew she was pregnant. That's how I knew she was doing the baby shower. Since I did not see her again. So and I walk up to her that, hey, I've not seen you since then. How are you doing? She was like, oh yeah, I had my baby. Then she brought out her phone and showed me the baby's picture. Very lovely picture. The baby was currently sleeping indoors, inside. So she was holding the monitor and watching the baby. So she showed me the baby sleeping. She told me, and I said, oh, congrats and all that. That is my next door neighbor. Like my next door. Like this is my door. This is her door. So now imagine how somebody that is used to partying, used to seeing people, used to gisting, you now come here and then you be like a zombie, you understand? Yeah, your family, those are even lucky to have husband and kids. Yeah, you can keep you engaged, but it's not like, you understand? When it comes to that too, I prefer 100% back home. I miss my siblings, I miss my mom. Me and my mom were neighbors. If we want to trek to her house, I can trek. So imagine I don't get to see her anymore till God knows when. My sister, my brothers, oh no, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes I still cry. I cry, I miss them. I think of what am I even doing in this place? What am I even doing here? Like there are several times that you'll be like, what the hell am I even doing here? What brought me here? You get to think of that once in a while. No matter how you will sure have to think about that because some things happen and then you just maybe some racist thing happen at work or you just come out from work and you be like, is it me doing this type of job? Or somebody talks to you anyhow, or maybe your supervisor is one small child, one small baby that is like your house child at home and talks to you anyhow and all that. So in terms of that also, yeah, back home I prefer it. Okay, so another thing to consider here is childcare. When it comes to childcare, for people that have younger children, it is very, very difficult for them because children start school here at the age of 6, like full-time school in the morning, come back in the afternoon. There's kindergartens, there is childcare, but it is very difficult to get. You have to be on the waiting list. In fact, some people put their children's name on the waiting lists from before the child is even born. So now coming here, having children, you may not be able to work full-time, the kind of job you want to do. Like you have a 6-year-old, you have 8-year-old, you have 2-year-old. The first two will go to school, the other one you have to keep at home. So it becomes very difficult for the parents to be able to work the way they want to work, just like mostly like the mom. Because if you have to pay for the child private child care, it will be as good as you're giving like half of your salary to the person taking care of the child, and sometimes it doesn't worth it, so the woman will have to stay home. But back home we have very cheap nannies, very cheap home care, you have relatives, you have friends, you have relatives everywhere. You could just bring one sister's brother's daughter to your house, and they will help you take care of your child. So over here, that's a major thing. So for me, I came here the year my last son became 6, so automatically all 3 of them went to school. I had no issue about that. But I know of people that come with children and then they're unable to work. It becomes like a problem, and one income really doesn't cut it. Even two safe sometimes doesn't cut it, and then the woman will end up being home not working, and then the man goes out to work, or in some cases the man stays home depending on who gets a better job amongst the two of them. And then so that is one thing to consider. So it's different for different people. Some people come here with older children, some people come with very young children, some of them come here and give birth. So you have a case where you come here with pregnancy or you give birth. The next plan is to start thinking of how you bring your mom as a visitor or as a supervisor for them to be able to stay to take care of your children. So that is one thing that people do, especially when you come as PR. That's when you'll be able to bring in your people. So it's a hassle. It's something that is depressing to a lot of people, because some people don't envisage it. Some, you're used to working as a woman, and then you come here and you become a full-time housewife because of the children. So it's something to consider. One other thing is the kind of jobs you see here. I know I mentioned it somehow, but the kind of jobs you meet here, especially those on shifts that they pay you per hour, you will work your ass off. Like, that's per hour that you're paid for, you will work for it. It's so bad that the only time you have to rest will be your break time. I made an example of my McDonald's job. I'm happy I did that job because it gave me so much experience, and it made me to appreciate what I have now. So it's full of you work for that hour. If it's 8 hours and you have 30-minute break, that's 7.5 hours. You work for it. Your body will tell you. So unlike back home, you go to work, come back, people working like civil servants, you go to work, lounges, put a leg on your table, press phone, do a lot of things, and you still get the job done, right? Even me that was in banking also, it was easy for me. It wasn't that stressful, meet your targets and that's all. So over here it's different. But when it comes to salary jobs, salary job is usually better, because even if you're paid at the end of the 2 weeks, at the end of the month, you're paid your full salary if you come to work or not. Of course, you can't be missing work anyhow, but you have your vacation time, your personal times to go off work. So it's better. It's like my current job. I work in a bank now. It's less stressful for me compared to the first one I got, and even compared to what I was doing back home. You get, so it's the mostly, I say, the first few jobs we get when we come usually very ridiculous. It's something that when you remember, you just like laugh, or you thank God that, oh, thank God I left that kind of job or something. Not that it's bad, but coming from where we are, especially as I mentioned earlier, that people that relocate are those that have financially, they're not struggling. So the kind of jobs they were doing back home was a good one. So coming here and switching to a per hour paid job, coming per hour paid job, it can be very depressing and stressful for them. So that is something to consider. It's easier. Most of the jobs we do back home is way easier, it's better, maybe because we're used to doing it, but over here it's different. Another thing which is very, very important when you have to compare amenities. So let's talk about electricity, water supply, good roads, security, which I've talked about. You cannot even compare it. That is not even anything to compare. You understand? Electricity is top notch. Like if they have to be power interruption, you will be notified. You get an email, you get notification, you will get to know. They will give you long notice. If it is even done when the weather is bad, they'll alert you that there may be power outage for so and so time. Most times it doesn't even happen, but they alert you. It doesn't happen. Electricity is 100%. Water supply, that one is I now believe one video that I saw, that when a child came to Nigeria from abroad, came to do visitation in Nigeria, and then they took, like, the child was shouting, I'm blind, I'm blind, I'm blind. It's true. You will think you're blind because the light is 24/7. So children that were born here that have never experienced power outage, It will be very, very strange for them that they will turn on the light and it doesn't come on. Like, what's going on? What happened? The first power outage I experienced, I was not even home that day. I was in another people's house. What even took me there? They took lights, but they alerted them that there was going to be light outage and they told them when it will be restored. So I was there when it happened and it was towards evening. Do you know this family? They're Nigerian families. They did not have touchlights. They did not have candle. They did not have anything. The only thing they had was phone touchlight. That's to show you how we don't even prepare for power outage. That's to show you how we were not even, like, we don't anticipate that there will not be, there was no touchlight. The father of the house had to go and be looking for that. I used to see one touchlight, lighter. I used to see one lighter somewhere. I used to see one lighter. He was looking for it. I'm sure there was not. So it was even say so because his house was very close to Walmart. He was the he's going to just go out and go to Walmart and go and buy touchlight because he doesn't know how long the thing will last. But before I left, they brought back the lights. So they'll give you a long notice that they'll restore these lights in like 1 hour, but mostly 15, 20, 30 minutes they've restored it. There was a time that they were going to take a street in Winkler here was going to experience low pressure in their water. Like they're not going to cut the water. The pressure was going to be low. I will look for that picture. I screenshot it and sent to my sister. They sent a notification to all of them on that street. Like there's a website for, if you're in Winkler, you subscribe. If there's notification, any alerts, they alert them. They alerted them so that when you on your tap and the water pressure is low, you know that okay, there's something going on. They're doing some repairs. This is the reason why. They're not taking off the water. Oh. The roads, like whenever there's too much snow, before you know it, you see cars around packing snow, clearing the snow on the street. Before you even wake up, they're clearing the street. At least in Winkler, I don't know about that place because somebody told me in Winnipeg that it doesn't happen. Or is it in Calgary? Because part of the tax we pay is for that. So the taxes work. You pay tax, you pay heavy tax, but I tell you, I don't mind paying that tax. As far as I'm paying that tax in this country and I'm seeing it working, you understand? I see it working. I don't lack anything. I can't be paying this heavy tax back home. I will not be happy. I know how much tax I pay in Nigeria for my paycheck. I know, but it's so sad. You pay heavy tax here, but you see it working. You don't lack the basic amenities. You know when you call the police, they'll come. When you call the fire service, they'll come. Your street is clean. There's playgrounds in almost every street. Every street has its own playground for children. The school buses, there's good school, there is. See, I just used to wonder that why can't you replicate this thing back home? Our politicians come to these countries, they see everything happening, but why can't they replicate it? Why? These people don't have two heads. They have just one head like us. So why? You know? No, it's not comparable. Being here, you, especially when you experience such a thing back home, like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not comparable. So when it comes to that aspect, to forget it. Here is like 200% way better. So the last one I'm going to talk about, because I'm running out of time, when it comes to um like retirement plans for people that have worked, it's beautiful. It's not perfect, but it's beautiful because even the citizens here are complaining that the money is not enough. The money they get as pension, as old age security, as this and that is not enough. But I tell you, I worked in the pension sector back home. I know how long it takes retirees to get their money. And I know how much they take. I know how much they get. I know how much they get monthly. That money doesn't make sense. That is as far back as 2022. Over here, as soon as you are about to get to 65, they already send you an email. They already send you a mail in your mailbox, telling you, do you want to retire now? Do you want to start taking your pension now? This is it, this is it. If you choose to retire now, this is how much you'll be getting. If you want to still stay and continue working, this is how. I think from 60, not even 65. They know how much they're going to be earning. They plan towards it. There is nothing like I've retired since 1 year ago, I not get anything. No. you start getting it as soon as possible. Based on your income level, you get a particular one. If your income level is lower than that, you get additional benefit as a retiree. That is for people that did not even save. So if you've worked for a certain number of years in this country, you get that. So that is why when it comes to even immigrants, we migrating here at old age and all that, I don't see us getting that kind of benefits. So as immigrants, we have to work extra to secure our retirement, because except we're going to work till we die. Oh. But when it comes to retirement planning, then how much you have saved, forget it, we don't have anything saved though. So as retirees here, as a retiree here, you're way, way, way better off than if you're a retiree back home. I tell you, except if you retired in like maybe a company that's like an oil and gas, or you were a politician. I keep mentioning that. But maybe all these private companies that have private pensions, they have beautiful pension, or they pay them pension in dollars, or they earn in dollars, that is perfect. But you see other civil servants, all those things, forget it. Forget it. It is nothing to write home about at all. So that is another thing to compare, which most immigrants will not even qualify for, because except our children that we brought here, fine, they will work in the Canadian workforce and accumulate enough uh, pension, that's CPP, OAS, all those things. But you see us that came here as a balaba, we have to save for our own self for retirement. So as a retiree here, assuming you're even born here as a retiree here, you're way, way, way better off here than back home. So I hope this answers your questions and your inquiries. If you want to compare, like if you want to know, like, is life way still better here? Could I just stay in my country? Or my brother, I will still keep saying it over and over and over again. It's way better here. It's way better here, except if you're getting extra money, you're being paid in dollars, you're being paid very, very well in dollars, and then you cannot bring down your ego to do any work in this place. You're a big guy, you cannot come down. Fine, you can bring your family here and remain there and be sending money. Or you're in politics, politics back home is another thing. It's another way of securing income. So except all that, if not, my brother, is better here. And when you consider the children, not us. I keep telling my kids, especially when they want to misbehave or something, I keep telling them that, if I was me and your dad were like we don't have kids, we have no business being here, we have no business relocating to this place. Our jobs are perfect, our jobs are very, very okay, we're doing very, very well. But the main reason why we left is because of you guys. So all right, I hope this video made sense. If it does, please like it, and see you in my next video. Bye.